If you're in Seattle, and you need to buy or sell a home, we'll be right there for you. Because we're the realtors that you can trust. So go to ronanddonsitdown.com.
You're listening to The Ron and Don Show on the Ron and Don Radio Network.
All right, you guys, welcome to the Ron and Don Show. Happy Friday. It's real estate only. We take a couple minutes.
Go Mariners!
And tell you something that we have been learning in our real estate investments and also with our buyers, sellers, investors. It's interesting. There's a guy named Dave. Dave lives on Queen Anne where I live. And the thing that I appreciate about Dave is he's a go-getter. Go-getter Dave, right? Go-getter Dave. And he sends out a market report every single month. What is a market report for people that haven't seen it?
People, you can just do analytics for a specific market. And I always encourage people to do this because I'll get contacted a lot, or even when we're in talks with someone doing a Ron and Don sit down, where they'll read something from Zillow, or they'll read something from USA Today or the New York Times or a national, NBC.com, something like that tries to aggregate in the entire country. And it'll say something like, real estate is down 4%. And it's like, okay, great. Nationwide, but depending on where you live and where your zip code is, that could be absolutely meaningless. If you live, in Bellevue, let's say, the fact that the entire United States is down 4% doesn't matter to you at all. So a market report, the more specific you can be, then the more targeted you can be. So let's just take Queen Anne, for instance, because that's where you live.
That's what he sends. He sends out the market report every month. And he sends out the North Queen Anne market report.
The difference between single-family homes and condos might as well be on different planets, even though you're in the exact same neighborhood. So you could have a single-family home year over year might have gone up 18% in certain parts of Queen Anne. Condos in that same time period could have gone down 18%. I'm making these numbers up right now, but you get my point.
Wow.
So the more specific you can get, the more targeted you can get in a market report, the more reliable that data is. So before you grab on to I saw in the Seattle Times this piece of information and I'm going to hang my hat on that, it may or may not matter to what you're trying to do.
Well, one thing that we're hearing, everywhere that we go, to your point, is that there's lots and lots of inventory. I looked at Dave's last 4 market reports. It's all the same market. All the same market reports, all the same homes, not a lot to report. In other words, there's really no inventory where I live, to your point. But you may go somewhere else. For instance, someone sent me a market report from Vashon Island the other day. They said there's 52 homes right now on Vashon Island for sale. Has there ever been 52 homes on Vashon Island? I didn't even know they had 52 homes on Vashon Island, let alone that they're selling them. So what's the difference between where I live and Vashon Island? What do you think it is? How come there's no inventory on Queen Anne? And the report he keeps sending me, he has to keep sending me the same homes. There's the same homes listed for this, sold for this, closed for this on this date. And yet on Vashon Island, it's true. There's 52 homes for sale. It's the same 11 homes, though, on Queen Anne that he sends out month after month over and over and over again. Why is that?
I mean, I need to look at the report, but my gut instinct on Queen Anne is that houses on Queen Anne that are priced right and in the right street will sell quickly. And so those things are selling and closing. The ones that are sitting longer, something is going on with them. Either they came on way too high, there's some sort of problem with the house, maybe it failed an inspection, it came on the market, off the market. And so those are the ones that continue to sit.
Yeah, and the other thing that I would say, and that's a great point, Ron, the other thing that I would say is Vashon Island, what are you in the shadow of when you own a piece of real estate? What is Vashon Island in the shadow of? It's in the shadow of the sound. It's in the shadow of a lot of water. It's in the shadow of a lot of work. If you have a job on the mainland and you have to get to it, you got to do it sometimes by driving a car, jumping on a boat. Our friend Kanan drives a car to the ferry terminal on Vashon. Then he grabs his bike off the car and he rides the ferry over. Then when he gets to where he's going, then he rides his bike to the radio station. What?
You gotta wipe your nose.
What's going on?
You've got a thing on your nose.
I'm going to leave it.
Okay, perfect.
Where was it at?
I gave you the sign twice.
Oh. Got it. Okay. Is that the, what's the sign?
The sign was to do your nose.
Oh, anyway. All right, so
I have a friend though.
back to the radio program.
Yeah.
Yeah, so anyway, he goes from, this will make people look at YouTube. That's why
Yes,
I'm
it
doing
will.
that. You should see what's on Don's nose.
And Spotify video.
Yeah, and Spotify video. So think about all the work that you have to do to get to your job. Well, he didn't have to do that during COVID and after COVID when you didn't have to come to work anymore. And everybody over there was snapping up homes, and maybe there were 6 homes for sale. Well, now that you have to do all that work, you got to drive your car to the ferry terminal, get on the ferry, take that over Seattle. He has to do this 4 days a week, and then ride your bike up to, well, he was going to get a taco on the way because, you know, he likes marination tacos. And then you're going to work all day and then get on your bike, go back to the boat. From the boat, because you don't want to bring the car over and be in line, you have to pay for all this too. It's so expensive. And then you take the boat back, then you put the car back, or you put the bike back on the car, and then you drive the car home. Queen Anne, we're in the shadow of what? Big, big, big tech. So, because we're in the shadow of big tech, what is happening on Vashon right now is not happening on Queen Anne. That's why there's nothing for sale. So that's why when you read market reports, you have to be really careful about the market report that you're reading. We have a house, horse property that's over for sale in Kirkland right now. 62,000 square feet. I said square acres the other day, and boy, when the people got there, they were very disappointed. They're like, where's Hoss? We thought this is going to be the Ponderosa.
The lot is 62.
It was just one of my friends that was coming by. So anyway, we have this horse property. What's it in the shadow of? It's in the shadow of a lot of tech. It's in the shadow of Amazon too. It's continued to boom over there. It's in the shadow of, what did Microsoft say last week? Everybody come back to work at least 3 or 4 times, and at least come in here and badge in. So always make sure when you're buying a piece of property, think about the exit. When I have to exit, when I'm going to exit, when I want to scoop all the cream off the top, as Tony Miner used to say, in this investment property, because that's really what your home is. Your home is really wherever you live. Your house is your investment. Be careful right now about going out because something's super cheap. What's it in the shadow of? Because we're in a unique time where that number may not go up like it has throughout the Puget Sound. It may stabilize a little bit, or the appreciation on that may not appreciate, and it may go down. There's a lot of homes right now sitting up in the Edmonds Bowl. Everybody wants to live in the Edmonds Bowl. Usually you can't find a home for sale in the Edmonds Bowl. You can find lots of home in the Edmond, and the thing is, those homes are so expensive around the Edmonds Bowl because downtown Edmonds is so cool. So if you're like $1 million, $1.2 million, up to $1.5 million, you're selling. Boy, if you're 2.5, 3 though, and you're sitting in the Edmonds Bowl, a lot of the people that are up in Edmonds are what? What are they in the shadow of? They're in the shadow of Boeing. Are people at Boeing getting laid off? Yes. Are they still building planes? They are. Are there people up there still making good money? They are. Are they making tech money? No. They are not making tech money. If you're going to buy a house out in a bedroom community especially, go drive the interstate. Jump on I-5, 405, 522, 167, whatever it's going to be. Go drive it during rush hour and make sure that you understand when the traffic is the roughest, how much time is it going to take me to go to and fro from the job or whatever I'm in the shadow of? Because that's what the person's going to be experiencing that's buying your house. And the closer they are to something that they're in the shadow of that provides stability and jobs, they're going to pay more for that house.
These houses on Queen Anne that you mentioned, the buying pool for them, are they taking more time out of caution? Are they getting better deals?
They're on the market. They're gone on average in 13 days. Everybody is going past the offer review. Nobody is selling on it. If you're above 1.5, 1.8, nobody is really selling that house on offer review. If you're in one of these cool houses up at, like in Sunset, up in Ballard, tucked in a neighborhood, and you're still on at $799, those are the houses that are still going to get, 2 bedroom, 1 bath, but a basement you can build out. You're on at $799 with a little yard and a let's say a garage that you could convert into an office or a 3rd bedroom. Those are the homes that are getting the 12 and 13 offers.
It's interesting. I bring that up because sometimes we'll have a listing here recently where you'll get an offer from after the offer review. I've had this happen a couple times. Offer review date's come and gone. you'll get like a Redfin agent that comes in with an escalation addendum, after, and you're just like, okay, this is not a full-time agent. Like they're
Nothing to escalate.
There's nothing to escalate. And you kind of look at them and you're grateful as a listing agent.
The escalator has been turned off.
Right.
You have to walk the rest of the way up the escalator.
Hey-oh!
The Redfin agent is unaware.
And so, but it just reminds me like, oh, this is a person that is not paying attention to the market. But you're grateful as the listing agent when you get that offer, but they haven't been keeping up with what is going on. So when it comes time to negotiate on the buying side, the buyers that we've represented recently, I don't think we've paid full price for any of the buyers we've had recently.
Yeah.
Not one time.
Yeah. Important. If you're thinking about buying a property, date that property. Now you have the time. Before you didn't. You have to waive everything. You couldn't inspect it. Now you can inspect it. Now you can wait till the offer review. We had one buyer, and there was a house up near, great house, fenced yard, beautiful home, super cool. Family moves out. Kind of between Finney Ridge up toward 85th, 91st, 105th. You get up there, and I see it when I'm driving home from Ingram with my son, and we're looking out the windows and go, where did everybody's clothes go? Lots of prostitution up on 99. So what our buyer did, she thinks she wanted to buy this house. I said, make sure that you really want to buy it. Date it a little bit. So she went out there and just sat in the driveway at night. We had already written the offer. We are under inspection. And so something came up on the inspection, which was good. And then she just said, I don't want to, I got to back out. And then she described the fires that she saw and the other things that she saw that were happening. Intravenous drug use, all that, everything that you see and see. So we're able to buy a home. She did the same thing with that one. It's still kind of in that Finney Ridge, north of Finney Ridge neighborhood, but it's more tucked in toward Greenwood. Doesn't have that issue. And she did the same thing. Smart, right? She camped out in the driveway at 10 o'clock at night. She went, okay, this is a neighborhood that I can live in. So make sure whatever you're buying, what's it in the shadow of? What's traffic going to be like? What's my exit strategy? And don't buy a house right now if you're going to sell it in 1 to 2 years. You could do that during COVID. If you're not going to hang on to that thing for 3 or 5, I would say continue to rent.
That's smart.
You have the final word.
Yeah, I mean, the average that people stay is 7 years, and that I believe that more than ever right now.
Yeah,
there's some investment opportunities out right now as well, especially this time of year.
Great.
If I had more money that I wasn't tied up into a regular a deal I'm working on in Queen Anne, there's some stuff that's popping that you could buy. That's my final word.
You have to keep talking. I gave you the final word.
But you usually do. You want me to do the lockout?
Yeah, I can't say anything. When I say final word, you have to. Matt, isn't that the way it works? We practiced this before the show. You said, throw it to Ron, give him the final word, and that's the final word. And now I feel like I have to save the show again at the end. And I told you this in our production meeting that went on for hours and hours and hours.
RonandDonSitDown.com.
Until next time.
You forgot to thank everyone.
No, you do your lockout your way. I'm doing the lockout my way. If you don't like that, you don't like the 50-yard indoor war.
You're supposed to thank Matt. You're supposed to
No, I don't have to thank anybody. Thank me.
I did a great job. You did a great job.
RonandDonSitDown.com. You can email me, Ron at RonandDon.com. That's it. That's the final word.
That's it.
I said the final word.
That's over. It's over.
Yep. No more words.
Finito.
Ron Gay, that's the word.
Both you guys stop
Scene.
it. No more words.
That's it.
Yep.
Done.
It's all over.
I only use the best words.
Adios.
Goodbye.
Well, that's it. Show's over. We'll see you next time on the Ron and Don Radio Network.